Sometimes I look at other people my age or within the same age demographic as me, and I look at where they are in life, and as a normal thing to do is I compare myself to that, as we always compare to different people, and I realize that we can all be in different situations, but I can see from their perspective what it's like, and I can see a multitude of similarities that on the surface we're very different on the surface, but looking into it, we're just having the same problems and we're feeling the same things, but through different mediums and through different ways, and we're going through different paths, but it's like we're going in the same direction. And I think that's a combination of feeling directionless, feeling the need to have a roadmap or a pathway that you're following, and just a general feeling of experimenting and trying things out. And obviously, at late teens is a definite place to be for trying things out and seeing what you like. But it's also a place to be where you want to be sure of yourself. And if you're even just the tiniest bit unsure or uncertain about something, it feels like it matters to you the most. It feels like your life is in your own hands, and if you make one wrong move, you lose it all. Or something bad happens, you take a wrong step in the wrong direction, just one step, and you're completely off track. And I think, um, by default, it might be a good thing to feel that because you can kind of have this fear of your own life going in the wrong direction, and you fear making the wrong move or taking the wrong step. But I don't know. I kind of feel that I need to relish the directionlessness that I feel, the feeling of not knowing where we're going, the feeling of just wandering in the world. You know, you have a short-term goal, you have short-term things that you need to focus on, but you can't even imagine where you're going to be in the next 5 years. And I think that's a fine thing for me. I would be dreaded by the thought of next 5 years I'm still going to be in college. Next 5 years I'm going to be working. Even though I might be there, I might be working the next 5 years. I might actually go to school again. I don't know. But when you have this kind of feeling that you're wandering in the world and you don't know where you're going, nothing is really stopping you, and nothing is holding you back except for yourself. And that's a cheesy message. I don't need to reiterate that because we've probably heard that in a million different places. But I think the idea of going around in circles, just trying to find where the right place to go is, I think that's a fine thing to be doing. It's something that I think I've been doing for months now, maybe even years. And I was gonna make a video called "Unemployment Bliss," where you're unemployed, like I am technically, where in the sense that you have all the time, all the 24 hours to yourself, but it's blissful because you're using that time well. And I've felt the opposite of that many times for months on end. Unemployment dread, where you feel like a chump because you're not actively getting money. You don't have a job. You're not living the proper life. You're not within the status quo. You say that you have a purpose, but you're not using that time to fulfill that purpose enough. You know, and it's just a cycle of hate where I'm not doing this, so I shouldn't do this, and you doubt yourself so much that you're limiting yourself from doing what you think you should do to improve it. So you're in a negative cycle. And the opposite of that would be just being content with being alone, being content with not having anything to do, being content with the lack of responsibilities that you have, and acknowledging that it's fine, that it's not the end of the world, that you're young and no matter what happens, you're still gonna be here. And if you die, it doesn't matter because you'll be dead. These kinds of things. And you frame it in a positive light, and it feels a lot better. You feel like you have all the freedom, and then suddenly you want to do the right things because you're motivated. And that's kind of what I've been feeling like. I feel like these past few weeks I've been doing things right, at least almost half of things I've been doing right, and I've been working towards it. I have a habit tracker that I've been putting check marks on, and I see more than half of it has checks on it. There are things that are lacking, but that doesn't mean that I'm aimlessly wandering now. There are certain things that I'm improving, and from there, everything else is gonna get better if I if I have the intent of doing that, which I think I do. But I've made lots of videos like this where I'm just logging in and talking about how I don't know where anything is going and don't know what's gonna happen, what the result is. And you get lost in the advice of like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, it's about the process, don't think about the outcome, things like that. It's cheesy. So it's been said millions of times. I don't want to give that advice again. I don't want to sound boring, even though I just make these videos for myself. I think I can just talk about myself. I think that oftentimes when I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to get at a bigger goal by taking little steps towards it. I'm trying to move a mountain by hitting it with a hammer in one side. I'm trying to, all these kinds of analogies where it's just you're picking away at it, even though it's 1% every day. I know it's a commonly said thing that 1% every day is better than nothing. But I've been doing that and I haven't been getting anywhere. And maybe it's an impatience thing. Maybe I'm impatient. Maybe I'm not waiting enough. But the problem is, I've had periods of my life where I focus on one thing 100% and I burn out. And then I get back at it again and then I burn out and it's a cycle. And I think I prefer that much more than going 1% a day, 2% a day. Because I think when it comes to those kinds of things, I like to have a fiery kind of passion that kind of burns out, that is enraged in the moment. And to me, that's just less boring. And maybe the slow and steady approach is better for you, and you like approaching something in that kind of way. I feel like I'm not um, enraged enough. I'm not passionate as I used to be. I used to do things 10 hours a day, practice guitar 10 hours a day, write 10 hours a day, do these things. Now I'm finding outlets to do. I've been going to the gym, and I can put work through there. My daily studying, I just do what I need to do, and it bothers me that I don't have the energy to do it more. And I think it's a dilemma of where am I finding the passion to do my thing, to do these things. And it's the wrong thing of looking for motivation or looking for passion when what is needed is discipline. And how do you work out the discipline muscle? Just by doing it. You just do it and do the hard work, and it sucks, and you just do it. And I think that's what I've been missing. I think that's what I'm going to take away from this video, that all this pondering on where my life is going and all ends up to the same, all roads lead back to this problem of not having discipline. Because without it, where am I really going to go? It's like the engine that I need. Maybe motivation is the fuel that I can fill anytime I want by watching a motivational video, talking to a friend. But the engine itself is discipline. Where if I don't have enough discipline, my engine is just broken and wonky and it doesn't operate properly. I'm not going to get anywhere. Even with all the motivation in the world, I need discipline. Maybe that's a good takeaway. I don't know, I said it differently. But even this, I'm trying to be disciplined in making videos. I am. I made this video, and I recorded 2 videos a few days ago, but I failed at posting it. Um, so that's why my videos come out almost spontaneous in bursts where I'll disappear for a week and I'll upload 3 videos, disappear for a week, upload 2 videos. I don't know, something like that. That's the pace that it's looking like right now. And I think it's a good thing. I think showing up to the camera kind of just helps me out, and it makes me feel like I'm not storing all these thoughts inside, aside from writing and journaling and talking to the camera. Feels like I'm not pent up, and that's a good thing, you know. And well, you know, also removing the pressure of every video being good. I think every video is kind of bad. There's probably just out of all my 10-minute videos, only 3 minutes are good or two. I don't know, but I'll stop talking now, and I will see you very soon.